Next presentation is from Jillian, and she's going to tell us all about the disorganized learner.
Okay guys, now we're going to be going over organizational strategies, tools for our disorganized learners. The first thing we're going to be doing is playing a quick game. It's called 2 Truths, 1 Fib. The way this works is I'm going to give you 3 statements and you need to tell me which one of them is the fib. So our question is, how do we help a disorganized student? A, you provide clear and simple directions for assignments. B, you give him or her a list of assignments to do each day or week, depending on their age. Or C, you have him or her fill in an assignment book, but without checking to see if it's correct. So, which one's our truth and which one's our fib? Number 3 is our fib. You need to check those assignment books. Of course you want kids to write down their homework, but you teachers need to make sure that it's written correctly, in the right spot, and on the right day. We're now going to do a quick activity. What I want you to do is we're going to take the first 30 seconds to write down a list of how we would like to organize students within our classroom. After those first 30 seconds, you're going to break off and work with a partner. You're going to share your ideas, go back and forth. That's only another 30 seconds. For the last final minute of our activity, everybody's going to come back together and I want you to just shout out different ideas you have for how you would best help organize a disorganized learner in your classroom. Okay guys, go. Okay, now that we kind of have a general idea of how we would like to help our disorganized students, let's go back and take a look at what a disorganized student actually looks like. So who is my disorganized learner? My disorganized learner is the student who starts a project and never finishes, the student who runs out of time, a student who does not have proper material, the student who spends time on small tasks and forgets about the big ones. My disorganized learner is the student who loses important materials and/or possessions. My student is the one who loses their homework, the student who does not check their work before passing it in. My disorganized learner is the student who has trouble making transitions, or the student who appears distracted or uninterested. And finally, My disorganized learner is a student who has a hard time getting started or appears oppositional. So, now that we have an idea of what our disorganized learner looks like, let's try to figure out some strategies that we can use in our classroom each day to help that student and others around him. Our first strategy, we can color code folders. We have one large 3-ring binder for all subjects. Keep it all together. They can't miss parts of it. Our third strategy is let's make a file in the classroom. So if I'm handing back work, let's keep it in the class. That way the kid can't lose it on the way to the locker. We can do weekly and daily organizational time. Let's help them organize their textbooks. We can do teacher-made websites. Worksheets can be scanned and placed online. And daily assignment sheets completed by student and teacher. In addition, we can laminate checklists for school and at home. We can keep general materials in the classroom. Keep the stack of white line paper, keep the golf pencils, and some extra erasers. It's not really worth the fight if the kid forgets a pencil. We can write assignments on the board, provide directions for all assignments, make sure they are written down. We can teach acronyms and mnemonic devices. We can establish daily routines. And finally, we can post daily and weekly schedules in our classroom. If they know what's happening next, they can get prepared ahead of time. Now, I chose to work on organizational strategies because I feel that it really impacts not only special education students, but a lot of our general education students also. I think a lot of kids aren't taught proper ways to organize themselves in the classroom, at home, let alone how to complete homework assignments and actually get those assignments to teachers in a timely manner. I think it's really important for teachers to know how to instruct students in these strategies, and for teachers to have kind of a bag of tricks on different tools that might work for one student, might not work for another. We need to have an ability to switch it up, keep it fresh, and most importantly, not get frustrated ourselves when the student is once again disorganized for class.